is the 7th showcase of this program that we launched last year in January, just before the pandemic hit, because we already knew, the startup ecosystem is moving, not just, it's not just in Silicon Valley, but it's moving everywhere. There is so much energy. People need education. People want to start awesome businesses and follow their dreams everywhere in the world. So since then, we've had participants and startups from Azerbaijan all the way to El Salvador. This cohort here today that you're going to meet is very US based, but that doesn't mean that that's going to stay like that in the future. So welcome everybody. My name is Cocquyt. I'm the founder and host of the Guild Academy. And here you get a little bit of a picture and a vision of what we do in this program. So we bring a lot of education and experts and opinions and insights from founders and experts in the entrepreneurial ecosystem to our participants in our community and in our programs. So you're all welcome to join us in our community. It's free. There's 2 different memberships, so you can join and chime in to the conversation at letsguild.com. And then today we're going to see the output and the result of our Guild Academy program, which is an 8-week program that we put together and started and launched last year. So today, this is what we're doing. We're going to see the 5 pitches of the finalists of the Guild Academy. And we're super excited to have 2 judges here joining us from other networks and entrepreneurial ecosystems that I will introduce you to in a minute. So first, we're going to hear the pitches. It's going to be a 3-minute pitch, no exceptions, and then 2-minute questions from our judges. And you will have a chance to also vote on your favorite pitch today and your favorite startup. So we're going to have a chance then to also meet the founders in a networking lounge, and then we will go ahead and announce the winner. So this is the order of our pitches here today. So we're going to come back to that in a minute. This is a little bit about me, like who the heck is Cocquyt and why am I hosting this program and bringing education around startups to a lot of founders everywhere. So as you can see, I love to be in a company of awesome people and have started a bunch of companies and consumer products and also in digital health, and have had the chance to host events and be on stages to talk about diversity in the entrepreneurial ecosystem and in STEM, and for nonprofit organizations and also for corporates. So when I started the Guild 5 years ago, we were really centered around networking and hosting in-person events. And through that journey, I was able to meet so many incredible women and incredible thought leaders in entrepreneurship. And then I thought, you know what, wouldn't it be cool to not just have that happen in San Francisco, but make that available to more people from all over the world? And that is ultimately why we created the Guild Academy program, to basically bottle the secret sauce of what we have in a very condensed way in Silicon Valley and bring that to many entrepreneurs who have ideas and don't quite know how to take the first steps on their journey. So today we're going to have an audience choice. So be on your feet, you're going to vote. And the question here will be, if you had $1,000 to spare and to invest today, which one of the companies would you invest it in? It's a hypothetical question. There's no money going to be exchanged unless you actually want to invest in some of the companies that are asking for investment. But that one will be the question for the audience choice. And the prize for that one will be a 1-year Guild Platinum membership for the winner of that prize. So that means that startup and that founder will have access to all the goodies and benefits in our community, thought leadership opportunities, access to our partner perks, 2 additional sessions with me around startup strategy to continue on that amazing path that we started on, and then also 24/7 startup community support through our platform. So if there's any questions coming up on your journey of fundraising or building your product and onboarding customers and marketing and all those things that we hit as entrepreneurs and sometimes hurdles, you can reach out to us and we will be there to continue on that journey. So the second prize here today will be awarded by our judges, and the judges will choose who will win a scholarship to one of our partner companies. And I'm super excited to announce that the Founder Institute has awarded a scholarship to their program. So they have an incredible program, just like the Guild, but for a little bit later stage companies. So it's an incredible way to continue the education and also the journey as an entrepreneur, to get introduced to a ton of investors and to really hone in on the pitch and the business model, etc. So I'm very, very excited that Kirill is here today joining us to award this prize. He's from the Santa Cruz chapter. And Kirill, I want to hand you the microphone and just let you say a few words about Founder Institute and why we chose to partner here together today.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Anne, for for inviting us here today. I'm really excited to hear the startup pitches. My name's Kirill. I actually know Anne from my days running the startup incubator program at Singularity University, where Anne was one of our amazing mentors. And yeah, we reconnected recently and realized there was so much synergy between the Guild and the program that I'm running now at Founder Institute. And I really love the Guild and wanted to help support it. So we have this partnership where we're going to be awarding a scholarship to our upcoming accelerator. It says Santa Cruz, but it's actually virtual, so anyone from anywhere can apply. And I wanted to give you a little bit of an overview of what the Founder Institute is. So we are the world's largest pre-seed accelerator. To date, we've helped over 4,000 companies and have raised over $900 million in funding. And the core of the program is this 4-month flagship accelerator that really helps pre-seed entrepreneurs get the traction, funding, or really whatever it is the next steps are for their business. One of the key values that we bring is the world's largest network of startup founders and mentors. And you'll also receive 15 years of support from us in terms of additional programs and partners. And it's a 12-week program, currently virtual, as is the case with many things. But the heart of the program is going to be sessions on different content topics, one-on-one time with our mentors, and then also a lot of work that companies are going to have to put into the program. And the goal is, when you leave the program, you will have a well-formed company, like legally registered, with an advisory board. You'll have access to a network of experienced entrepreneurs and investors. You'll have made significant progress on your product. You'll have leads and customers or potentially investors. And you'll have an investment-worthy pitch deck, as well as a well-refined pitch. And most importantly, clear and actionable next steps to grow your company, whether that's for funding or customer growth, whatever it is. And I'm going to throw the apply link here in the chat, so anyone and everyone should apply. Whether you have a company or have an idea, we're open to folks that are kind of at all stages. And like Anne mentioned, it's probably a little bit further along in terms of what we're looking for than the Guild, which makes it a really nice kind of program to join afterwards. We can continue all the work that you've started here and really help you grow and scale to whatever that next level is. So really excited to be working with you. And me in particular, I have a very passionate background. And I want to encourage female entrepreneurs to apply to this program. We really want to emphasize diversity, both in terms of gender and background, and really create an opportunity for folks who maybe aren't getting those investor conversations and aren't always coming to the table. So we want to really try to push that as much as possible. And also, we want to have a focus on sustainability and climate and energy and other UN sustainable development goals. So would love to chat and connect with all of you. I'll throw the apply link in my LinkedIn in the chat here. And yeah, hope to see some of you part of the FI program, and so excited to hear these pitches. Thanks so much.
Awesome. Oh my God, Kirill, thank you so much. Big round of applause. Thank you for supporting. I think that's unique to the Guild in a way too, where we just try to collaborate with as many organizations out there, because we know we can't do everything. And there's a lot of incredible people out there who want to and who help entrepreneurs, right? And we're good at a certain thing for aspiring entrepreneurs taking those first steps. And there's a lot of other resources in the ecosystem. And I just saw that Paul here from Volition in Canada said that he would be happy to contribute to the prize pool. So Paul, put it in the chat. I would love to see what that is. And we would absolutely love to accept that prize from you as well. Paul has been a great partner as well in helping our companies get pitch ready. And he has a fantastic company in the advisory company for startups to get to that point. And so with that, I'm actually going to introduce you to another two partners of the Guild Academy who were so gracious of lending us their absolutely amazing experts to judge and ask the questions here today. So now the number one judge here and number two judge are Sonia Palia and Jessica Courthouse. And Sonia Palia is actually a investor also and an LP in the How Women Invest Fund that I'm also an advisor of. And so Julie, who leads that fund, was so kind to introduce us and to say, hey, we have amazing people in our network that will probably be great resources for you too. So Sonia, I'm going to hand it over to you to do a quick intro, and thank you so much for joining us and for being a mentor in the ecosystem for so many accelerators outside of How Women Invest as well. Sonia, do you want to say a quick hello? Oh, I think Sonia is frozen. Is that just for me, or do you see her frozen too? Well, Sonia, we'll hope to get you back here, but then I'm just going to hand it over to Jessica. And Jessica has been an incredible partner also at our serendipity events that we host every quarter, and has lent such an incredible hand and expertise in marketing. Jessica, over to you. Let us know why you're joining us here today and yeah, what you're all about.
Yeah, hey Anne, hi everybody. I'm super excited to meet you all. I'm really looking forward to the pitches. As Anne said, my name is Jessica Courthouse. I'm the co-founder and CEO of SoHouse. We are a branding and marketing focused educational platform for female founders. So as Anne said, there are just so many great communities and programs that exist to help founders. The Guild is one of our partners, and we are big fans of Anne and her team over there. And where the Guild really focuses on the entire product development lifecycle, which is very important. Here at SoHouse, we hyper focus on the branding and marketing challenges that women particularly face when they're launching and growing their companies. So we hyper focus in on the marketing piece. So that's what I'm going to be listening to here today whenever I'm asking questions for the pitches. And yeah, we're happy to be here. Thanks for having us.
Awesome. And Jessica has an incredible accelerator herself called the Lucy Lab. And feel free, Jessica, to put any links that you'd like people to look at in the chat as well. Fantastic. And then I see Sonia, you're back. Sonia, over to you.
Thank you so much for inviting me. My name is Sonia Palia. I'm actually a CMO marketing executive with expertise in B2B SaaS startups. And I'm absolutely passionate about women founded companies and women founders, because I think that we have a huge untapped opportunity that we've not taken advantage of. The world has not taken advantage. And as a result of that, I became a founding LP at the How Women Invest Fund. And 90% of the fund is first-time women, 70% is first-time women funders, investors, and 92% is women. We were oversubscribed, which tells you how much women want to change the world. I mentor at 2 startup accelerators, the Alchemist Accelerator and Tech for Good at Alley. And I'm also advising 3 startup founders. 2 are women founders at very early stage ideation. And 1 is bootstrapping it through. And my passion really is moving founders forward. And to that end, a friend of mine and I, we've actually formed a company, and we're just launching it this month to propel women founders at B2B SaaS startups at stage Series A or further along the path to revenue. So I'm honored to be here. I'm very passionate about women founders, and thank you again, Anne, for the opportunity.
Absolutely. Well, thanks so much for joining. And I'm just so happy that it all works together and then we're all working together too as we're trying to lift women in the ecosystem. One thing I'd like to mention here is that this was our very first cohort where we also had 2 male participants, because I do think that, you know, with us all moving towards gender equality, we have to create programs where at, you know, the end of the day, we hopefully have a 50-50 share in the ecosystem. And that's why I love to work with organizations like the Founder Institute, where that 50-50 isn't quite there yet, and, you know, try to help get female entrepreneurs on these tracks just as well as male entrepreneurs onto the Guild Academy tracks. So we will hear one pitch from one male founder here today as well, which is super exciting. And I loved how it all worked together and how everybody supported each other in the program here today. So I want to give a quick thank you to all the speakers who joined us this cohort and in the whole course of the program. So you see all the speakers here, all these incredible men and women who supported the Guild Academy, either by joining one of our Ask Me Anything sessions in the past or in this cohort, or by recording a short video module that is part of the Guild curriculum. They have all done this because they want to support and they want to be there for other entrepreneurs. So I want to give everybody a really big round of applause and say thank you for being part of this initiative and for being part of the program and for sharing with such generosity. It was really a pleasure to meet you all and to have you as part of this program. And it's not just a one-time thing, right? Because we record everything these days, which is so wonderful to see and to capture these moments and insights for other entrepreneurs in the next generation to come. All right. Now, I want to just tell you also quickly here that the Academy is not over. There's a new program coming out in September. We're launching another 8-week program, and it is everything that these founders that you see here today have gone through as well. It's 8 weeks of really step-by-step education about validating your idea and building some product promise landing pages and seeing how that lands with the customer, and then really going into marketing and trying to figure out how to get to that target user and get them to pay for what we're offering, and see how we can find that niche in which we can start to grow our business and also experiment with business models, ultimately get to the point where we ask ourselves, can we do this alone, or do we need teams and advisors to join us, and then choose the right funding options too. What's a little bit different in the Guild Academy compared to other programs is that we take anybody in who has a business idea and help you choose to understand which funding option is right for you. There's a lot of funding options out there, and there's not always the only funding option that's out there is the venture capital path. And so we are here to help you decide what is the right thing for your business, and how you're going to get the money and the fuel in the tank to really hit the gas pedal with your dreams and your business. So if you're interested in the program, or you know somebody who might be interested, please share it. It's an incredible value. It's an 8-week program. If you compare it with any university and you see how many experts you get access to, I think it's a pretty incredible deal. So feel free to share that with your communities. And with that, and with no further ado, I'm going to hand it over to our incredible startups. And we're going to start with Josie from a very, very cool skincare company. And we know the skincare world is moving in certain directions because we have new generations with new values in terms of skincare. So Josie, I'm going to hand it over to you, and let me know when you're ready to share your screen. I'm going to stop sharing, and then we're just jumping right into the pitches, which is what we're here for, right? Awesome. We see your screen. Perfect. All right. You tell me when you're ready.
Okay, great. I am, let me just get situated here. Okay, great. I'm ready.
Fantastic. Take it from here.
Okay. Hi, I'm Josette, the CEO of Chaos, and we are the next generation of sustainable skincare, bringing more vibrancy, transparency, and authenticity to the clean beauty space. My co-founders and I came together because we love masking together, but we were so bummed to find out that these these products, particularly sheet masks, have so many harmful ingredients in it and how unsustainable single-use packaging is for the environment. Sheet masks alone create 280 million pounds of trash, which is equivalent to 1,000 blue whales. That's plastic waste sitting in our landfills annually. Retailers and consumers are already catching on to this issue. Credo eliminated selling single-use sheet masks, which they saved 3,000 pounds of trash. We have come up with a simple and effective way to create a more sustainable alternative. Our custom powder formula allows us to not use any harsh chemicals or toxic preservatives. The main container is made out of PCR and it's optimized to be used multiple times. And we will have refill packets that are water soluble, ultimately cutting down on existing and future waste. We want to establish ourselves as the face mask company, and we're going to do that by targeting the US face mask market, which is estimated to grow to 900 million with a CAGR of 9%. 19 to 29-year-olds are continuing to dictate the trends of the beauty space, and they're increasingly demanding more from brands than they ever have before. They want brands that they can relate to that have socially responsible solutions. These consumers feel good about purchasing products that are labeled recycled, made in the US, and have a social mission and purpose that they can stand behind. Amongst our competition, we stand out because of our sustainability initiatives and community-oriented mission. We're currently in the R&D phase, and as part of our marketing strategy, we'll launch into an online community at the end of the year. Next year, we'll launch product and expand our product line into oil boosters and liquid bases that create a more integrated approach, integrated experience. In the first year, we plan to sell D2C as we establish our brand. We project 125% revenue growth year over year, as our cost of goods sold will decrease by 40% in year 2 and 3. Increasing our profit margin by 60% as we secure retail partnerships. We are here raising $500K to fund launch and early growth, and we're looking for advisors who have experience launching D2C brands and experience in beauty, skincare, and sustainability. Thank you so much. We are so excited to have you join the chaos.
Big round of applause. This was awesome. Josie, you outdid yourself. Great pitch. I love it. And of course, I'm totally biased, because I've seen this pitch before. So great work, great work. So I'm going to hand over to our judges for brief questions and brief answers, 2 minutes. And whoever wants to go first.
I can go first. Very impressive, Josette. Really loved your brand. You've checked off pretty much all of my spreadsheet points. I have a spreadsheet that I'm going against. I do have a quick question for you, Josette. You said you're going to manufacture in the US.
Yes.
Yes. And so what about the ingredients and the supply chain? Have you worked out all of the kinks in that? How do you think it's going to work out?
So our manufacturer is in LA. We chose a manufacturer in LA because of the proximity. We're in the Bay Area. We really want to be close, and it also reduces our carbon footprint. And so being a sustainable skincare brand, that's really important to us. And the supply chain that the manufacturers have, they source all ingredients within the US also. So that's part of their sourcing process.
And my second question, and then I will give it to my co-judge, is that are you going to be trademarking or patenting any of your recipes that you are coming up with?
We will be trademarking. No, we will be potentially patenting the ingredients, the formulas.
Okay. And sorry, I have one follow-up question on that. So I love the initial idea that you have, but do you have a roadmap after this first product? Do you see yourself expanding? Is this the Trojan horse that is going to help you enter into the skincare market? And then what's beyond go ahead, please.
Yeah, so we hope to get into oil boosters. These are kind of like biodegradable capsules that are kind of like moisturizers almost, but you can kind of customize the experience of the face mask. And then we'll get into more like liquid bases that you can mix the powder with the water. And then beyond that, we expect to expand more into the skincare space.
Okay, thank you so much. When you start selling, call me. I'm happy to buy.
Thank you so much.
All right, hi Josette. Awesome branding. Of course, I'm the branding person, so it's the first thing I look at. So really good job on that. You got a lot of love in that in the chat. So a few things. One, just a quick piece of feedback if I had to be very picky.
Yes.
And then just a couple of questions. So my one piece of feedback is, I don't know what your final time was, but 3 minutes is very hard to land a pitch. So well done. If you do have more time, I would have loved for you to squeeze in a small founder story. You do mention that you and your friends love masking, which is great, but I would have loved to know like why you, like what, do you have a particular interest in carbon footprint? Like I'd love to know a little bit more about your founder story, but again, that's if I had to be picky. And then I want to talk go to market. So you mentioned retail. So could you tell me in your projections, what percentage of your revenue do you assume is going to come from retail versus direct to consumer versus online? And then my second follow-up question would be, based on these revenue goals, what's your price point for each unit?
Yeah. Okay. So in the first year, we hope to be selling more D2C, which is more of a split between like 70% to 30%, or sorry, first year, completely D2C. Second year, we want to split between, at first it goes to 60%, and then it'll go closer to 50% as we get into like after year 3.
Perfect. And I see your unit economics there.
You can,
awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And for the unit economics for the retail price of 32, how many uses do I get per product?
You get about 15 to 20.
Awesome. Okay, thank you. That's all I have.
Right. Well, big round of applause. This was fantastic. Great questions, judges. Loved it. And well done, Josie. Feel free to, if you have any questions for Josie, to put it in the chat, and you can continue to answer those there. Excellent. All right, we're moving on. We're moving from cosmetic to breastfeeding. Jenny, are you ready for your pitch?
Yes. Let me share my screen. Hold on one. Do you see it?
You see it? Yeah. We just need to hit in presentation mode, and then you're good to go.
Okay, let me set my timer. I'm ready.
Perfect. Go for it.
It's an honor to be here. I'm Jenny Lynn Walding, and my product is Milkmaid. Milkmaid is a D2C medical device designed to empower breastfeeders through user insights and support. It is scientifically proven that breast is best, and yet the US is not meeting the minimum recommended guidelines for breastfeeding. Where and why does breastfeeding fail? Perception about a low milk supply is cited as the #1 concern, leading to undesired weaning, and as a mother, I get it. Currently, women have no way to accurately gauge their lactation flow in real time. Meet Milkmaid, a 3-pronged approach to empower breastfeeding. 1, a lactation gauge to measure mother's milk flow to baby. 2, a latch sensor to define quality latch for optimal milk extraction. 3, and an optional replaceable charcoal filter to remove today's toxins from breast milk. Mothers can now finally answer the question, am I making enough milk to sustain my baby? The problem is universal, the solution is not. This is where Milkmaid wins. We are the complete solution to empower breastfeeders. Milkmaid has a 3-phase launch program that first focuses on product adoption and user data, followed by recurring subscription services. The total launch plan for all 3 phases is 36 months. Milkmaid's vision is to become a leader in data and revolutionizing the way that women nourish their babies. Babies are expensive. Baby care products is almost a $70 billion global industry, with $426 million dedicated to the breastfeeding accessory space in the US alone. Additionally, Milkmaid overlaps with the current $116 billion wearables industry, significantly increasing our total market potential. In today's technology of trackers from sleep to sex, isn't it time to know and promote our lactivity? Milkmaid is uniquely positioned to monetize multiple revenue streams. We excel by securing both one-time and recurring purchases. Based on the above financial assumptions, our 3-year profit is $140 million with a 51.9% CAGR. Our ask is $300,000 for prototyping and app development, along with a technical advisor with a background in medical devices. Meet the Milk Maidens. I'm a woman of action for women of Laction. I'm a mother of 2 with 36 months of breastfeeding and a certified lactation counselor. This is out of what I personally experienced. My firstborn became malnourished while exclusively breastfeeding. I can't think of a better way to help mothers than with Milkmaid. Without further ado, let's make milk and moolah too. Thank you.
Applause, big round of applause. Amazing. And you got 10 seconds left. So with no further ado, I'm going to hand over to our judges. Jessica, do you want to go first?
Yes, I have so many questions. I'll keep it very brief. I'm actually 7 months along with my second, so this is very top of mind for me right now. So just a clarity of the actual product. So it's a piece that you could insert into any universal pump. Did I understand that correctly? Is that how it actually works?
So it would be a standalone. So it would be effectively almost like a nipple shield, and it would be with sensors, and that would be the flow and latch sensor.
Got it. Okay. And then that can fit into any pumping mechanism that you might buy, or I guess I'm trying to figure out, can I use this with products that are already on the market, or do I have to buy this whole inclusive solution?
So it's a whole inclusive solution.
Okay.
The reality is breastfeeding works on a supply demand. So when you put in the breast pump into the mix, it's not the same as the demand of the baby. So this is its whole inclusive situation.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
Right.
I don't have any more questions right now. I'll hand it off to Sonia. I might think of another one though before we go.
Thank you. Thank you. A very, very good presentation. Really kudos to you,
Thank you.
for coming up with a solution that Jenny and team that's going to solve problems for women in particular. So I do have a question. So the device that you're making, and I'm going to ask the same question I asked before. So where is this device being made?
So the goal would be that working with silicone injection molds that would be here US based. There is a company out of New York that does even like types of nipple shields. They do like baby toothbrushes. So really that same type of like soft material, and that would work well with pressing sensors into that mold.
Second question is, would you require FDA approval?
No. And the reason being is actually, as it stands right now, nipple shields, they already exist on the market. So that's not the revolutionary part. It's obviously getting the data from it. With the way that it is considered classified right now, it's a class 1 as a nipple shield.
Mm-hmm. And I'm assuming you didn't mention that it's direct to consumer.
So yeah, on my first slide, it was, so this is a direct to consumer. However, and I think that is an excellent question. We would love to have buy-in from hospitals and from lactation consultants and pediatricians to really have this access to data for their patients.
So, so then in that case, you would have to get HIPAA compliance, right? Because of the data that you would be collecting.
There would be HIPAA compliance, exactly, because again, with regards to collecting this type of data, this is, we want to ensure that our clients and users have the most secure privacy.
And my last question to you is that you have a limited market in terms of the user, right? It's somebody who does this for 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, etc. So what is the strategy that you have in order to get beyond the direct to consumer? Have you considered signing up with perhaps programs that support women in other countries, or so you would get 50% of the population technically then, right? I'm just curious to know how far is your vision in getting this product out and getting it into the hands of people who actually need it. Right.
My goal is to help all mothers. So this is inclusive. Even if we're going to go even further, like being included, like incredibly inclusive of our brand. So even for chest feeders, those that, consider themselves to be transgender, but they can still breastfeed and they call it chest feeding. We want to encompass all of that. When it comes to really the three-pronged approach to Milkmaid, the sheer fact alone that all breast milk has traces of these forever chemicals, to me, and again, to the brand and to the solution that it's solving, this would be for everybody. So if you're a breastfeeder, regardless if you're introducing pumping or not, or wherever you stand in your breastfeeding journey, being able to have that filter to clean breast milk from breast to babe is really ideal.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Great job, Jenny. Awesome job answering the questions as well. I know you really early on, you're looking for a technical advisor as well.
Yes.
And for raising a little bit of money for that prototype, which, early stage, but fantastic pitch and well delivered. So we're moving on into a completely different industry. We're pumping things as well, but it's completely different fluid. So Eli, are you ready with your pitch?
Yeah, absolutely. Enable on share screen.
There it goes.
Can you see me?
Perfect. Yes. Take it away whenever you're ready.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Hey, my name is Eli Whipple. I'm the founder of the Ethanol Revolution, who's seeking to solve the problem that the barrier to entry for the alcohol industry is really high. And then the actual alcohol product itself is too expensive, because it turns out that large-scale centralized production of alcohol is actually less capital efficient than small-scale distributed manufacturing of alcohol. And so our thesis really revolves around that distributed manufacturing narrative as a way of bringing sovereign revenue generation opportunities for small-scale producers to put them in a position of land stewardship and also being a part of the local economy and ecology. So this all started in the beginning of the pandemic when there was a shortage of sanitizer because the supply chain was clearly fragile, and I built a distillery to make some alcohol for sanitizer, and I did the numbers and there was a business model for it. So I continued developing that distillery, and it's nearly complete. It's the Freedom Still 1500. It's a fully automated and integrated fermentation distillation system, and it'll cost about $15,000 for the customer, but they'll be able to make about $4,000 a month in profit using the system. And that's enabled by the Ethanol Revolution, which is a sales cooperative that aggregates the product and brings it to market, providing other support as well for the small producer. So the reason I developed a new distillery was because there was this really stark gap, and I'll go through this quickly. The smallest distillery I could find cost $50,000 and made 25 gallons per week and is a full-time job. Mine costs $15,000, requires 30 minutes a week, and makes just a little bit less at 20 gallons a week. And so I asked myself, who's going to buy it? And the answer was anyone who's already done all the hard paperwork but doesn't yet have a distillery. So wineries and microbreweries already have all the paperwork, and they haven't got a distillery because they're all complicated, expensive, and hard and big. So especially wineries, they fortify their products to make port, things like that. So they'll have an immediate reason to buy the distillery. So if I do a light penetration into the West Coast wineries, I see $1.5 million opportunity. Expanding out, I think I could reach a $1.6 billion market opportunity going into other markets as well. We've got an amazing team coming together, but it's not quite complete. I really need someone who loves selling, and also that person would ideally be an industry expert in industrial and beverage alcohol. Where I'm at now, actually this morning, I just got my first 2 pre-orders. So orders are rolling in. The pre-order page is of course complete. We have quite completed the MVP design, and it's this close. So once we get that done, we'll activate the supply chain and then really sell in earnest and be ready for launch. So I'm asking for introductions to industry experts, people who would love to help me sell these things. Strategic partner would be someone who has the license that I can build the Ethanol Revolution around. They can sell on behalf of the small producers. And of course, there's an opportunity to put a little funding in to help me finish development and do some proper marketing. Any questions?
Amazing. Big round of applause and congrats on your 2 pre-orders. That's huge. And I love that you have this as your last slide here so people can remember what you're asking for. So over to you, Sonia and Jessica, for questions.
I can go first, Jessica. Fantastic presentation, great idea, Eli. I do have a question. So what is your expertise in this? Are you an engineer or are you in this industry before?
I have a long history in renewable energy. I'm an inventor, engineer by necessity, good at building stuff and designing things.
Okay, that would have been good to know your credentials and your your level of the fact that you have built this product. It would have been good to know. I do have a question. So specifically, your first go-to-market is with the wineries. Is that correct? Okay.
Yeah, that's correct.
And all of the products that you're manufacturing is being made in the US itself, so you're not dependent on external manufacturing outside the country?
I haven't totally solved supply chain. My contacts are overseas, but I'm sure the first few that roll out will be domestic, just for all the obvious reasons. I believe in regional manufacturing. It's a global problem, so it'll probably be.
Yeah, absolutely. And on your team, the people you mentioned, were they were part of the team or their advisors? The slide went a little fast for me, so I didn't get a chance to see. So
yeah, it's a small team. I have 2 advisors and then one person helping with branding and marketing.
And you're closing the deals yourself?
At this moment, yeah.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Eli. Thanks for
Hey.
sharing. Congratulations for being the key token male here on the pitch day. I know that can be very overwhelming for us very female-focused brands. Just a few pieces of feedback. So it took me actually a while to really understand what the problem was. I think that's just probably practice in the pitch. It went pretty fast for me, and I've actually worked in this space for years, so I'm very familiar with this, and I still was trying to figure out exactly what the particular problem is and how important that problem is. So I just think that gives you an opportunity in the future to really get super specific on the exact problem that you're solving. But as you went through the pitch, I was able to sort of piece it together. So just an area of opportunity there. Congratulations on your 2 pre-orders. That's amazing. My first question was traction, and then you literally answered it. So thank you for doing that. I'd like to learn, you talked about MVP. So can you tell me more about that exactly and when you're hoping that is going to be launched?
Yeah, so the actual physical thing is built. It's right over there, and it's a software, which I'm really bad at. And some little tweaks in the mechanical design, but most of it's the software lift.
Got it. And what's the turnaround time for your 2 orders that you've told them you could hopefully, fingers crossed, get them the product?
Yeah, I keep telling everyone end of year. I've done supply chain management for similar type assemblies before, and I can usually make something happen within 90 days at the longest.
Okay. And then last question, you have your 2 pre-orders, which is great. What's kind of your projections for 2022? How many brands do you want to have on board between X time? And what does that mean for potential revenue?
That's it. Yeah, I'm hoping to get 10 pilot projects done this year. It's a fairly complicated machine, so I need some early adopters who will be patient through that. And then next year, I'm aiming to get about 100, and so it's $15K per. Yeah, that's a lot. It's 1.5 million for next year is the goal.
Great. Okay. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Eli. And we are moving right along. 2 more pitches. And I know we're not going to have a lot of time for networking. So, the networking was a little bit of a buffer in here. And I think those are great questions. I let them go a little longer too. I hope that's fine for everybody here in the audience too. And if you do want to connect with people, then feel free to also chat with the founders directly. Okay, Sandhya, over to you. You're one of our youngest participants, which is so exciting. So are you ready?
Yes, I'm just sharing my screen. One
Yeah, we see it. Just, present button. Awesome. All right, you take it away whenever you're ready.
Okay, cool. Hi, everyone. I'm Sandhya, co-founder and CEO of career exploration platform Geek Girl Careers. When I was in high school, I had a really hard time figuring out what I wanted to study, what I wanted to pursue as a career. And that's a problem that plagues so many students. And turns out that 83% of those students don't find existing career support effective and end up funneled into career paths that just aren't the right fit for them. And that's what we're looking to solve here at Geek Girl Careers. We're a career development platform that uses a personality assessment to help users discover careers currently specifically in tech that align with their passions and their skills, connects users with industry experts for mentorship and guidance, and hosts career exploration programs in partnership with universities. None of this would be possible without the support of our incredible team. So for our assessment, users tell us a little bit about their passions and their skills. We come up with an insightful personality summary, as well as a list of careers in tech that would be a great fit for them. So users get to learn about what it means to be a marketer, a UX designer, a software engineer, for example, why they're a good fit for that role, what skills they need to develop, where they can work, what they need to study, and then we connect them to a ton of other educational resources and opportunities. So our total available market is the 280 million women ages 18 through 24 with a passion and proficiency for STEM, and our target market is the 25 million that are currently residing in the US or India. The women in tech space is a competitive one, but we've managed to carve our niche in the career exploration space with our unique personality assessment, our career exploration program, skill development tools that are constantly updated by industry experts, and the fact that we're an all-in-one platform. So in June 2021, we actually launched our pilot career program in partnership with 4 universities. We had 30 paid attendees as well as a sponsorship from Cisco. And we've also been beta testing a micro internship program with 8 different startups. We charge $50 per posting for companies looking to hire short-term interns. For our financial forecast for our June 2021 pilot, we made $2,500, and we're hoping to do a program every month next year to bring our revenue to $36,000. We're hoping to quadruple that in 2023, and then quadruple that again in 2024, bringing our total revenue to about $576,000. Which brings me to my ask. I'm looking for a full-time co-founder to help grow Geek Girl Careers and increase our impact, who's as passionate about our mission and product as the rest of our team. And as we look to scale our program and increase its scope, I would really appreciate any connections people have with school districts or schools, specifically middle and high school districts in the US. Thank you. Happy to answer any questions.
Wow, that was 3 minutes on the spot. Congrats, Sandia. This was fantastic. Well done. I'm going to hand over with no further ado to Jessica for the first question.
Yeah, hi Sandia, really well done. Please connect with me afterwards. I have 2 individuals I want to introduce you to kind of help you take this further. So a couple of quick questions. I'd love to briefly know the background of the assessment. Is this a proprietary tool you've created, or are you sort of building it off of the backs of other gazillions of personality assessments that exist already? Kind of tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, definitely. So we are partnering with another company called Ava Assessments to build out the personality assessment. So they specialize in HR type personality assessments, and we've worked with them to kind of build out an exclusive algorithm for the one on our site.
Perfect. Got it. Okay. And then do you have any data or any projections for customer lifetime value? Because, you know, there's a recurring revenue mechanism on the platform, but then I assume eventually they get a job. So then how long is that path, do you think? And what's the potential solution after? How can they continue to support the brand after they've been placed?
Yeah, definitely. So I would say the approximate lifetime value for right now is like 3 to 4 years, because I think it goes from people, you know, the assessment is helpful for people across the board. So whether it's students or young professionals who are trying to figure out what they want to do, and then they can be part of our programs, they can connect with experts, they can, you know, watch our blogs and videos. And so there's a few years where a lot of this content will be really, really relevant for them. And then after they graduate from that, and after they have a better idea of what they want to do, they can always come back as one of our mentors or one of our industry experts. And so that's kind of the life cycle that we're looking at right now.
Got it. And then related, and I'm sorry if I missed it, how many students are currently on the platform?
Yeah, so we have over 1,000 people who have taken the assessment, and then 30 students for our pilot career exploration program.
Perfect. And where are those students in their path in that program?
Yeah. So for the students, for the pilot program, they're all in high school. So between 9th through 12th, and then all currently based in the US.
Awesome. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Really well done, Sandhya. Very fascinating, very interesting. Thank you so much for giving an opportunity to ask you the questions. So how do you deal with these are students you're dealing with who are not adults, are they? Are they all 18? They have to be 18 to take the assessment?
No, they don't have to be 18.
So do you require parental consent then?
No, we don't. We do have, for our industry experts, we do require them to submit their LinkedIns, and we do verify all the experts who are on our platform, but we don't require parental consent for the students who are under 18.
I see. And where do you save this data? How do you deal with the data privacy and security?
Yeah, so all the data is like, we don't share any of it. We don't spam any of our users. I think we're still figuring out, like, we don't share any of that, but it's all just within our team and it's not shared with anyone else.
So how are you recruiting the people to take the assessments?
Yeah, so it's a combination of, we started off with word of mouth and then began to grow our social media platforms. And over the past year, we've almost done 20 plus collaborative events with a variety of organizations. So we've done some with Girl Scouts, we've done some with business fraternities, Society of Women Engineers, Her Campus, like high school, guidance counselors, and recruit students primarily through those collaborative events as well.
So how do you
Awesome.
plan to go out
We
of your
have,
network?
unfortunately, not
Oh.
enough time for one more
Sorry.
question, but feel free to ask those in the chat as well. You got some good questions there, Sandhya, and maybe those point also to potential, communication in the pitch in the future and with the products. So I think that's always great, right? We always learn so much from the questions we get. Last but not least, I'm super excited to shift to another model altogether. Again, back to somebody who has a PhD in chemical engineering. Over to you, Julie.
All right, can you see my screen?
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you, Anne, and thank you everyone for being here today. My name is Julie Cushion, and I'm the CEO and founder of Biogel Polish. We are developing the first plant-based UV curable gel nail polish. So clean beauty products are the #1 trend in the industry right now, and new products from hair care to skincare and color cosmetics formulated from natural ingredients are flying off the shelves. But something's missing. Nail care is a $10 billion market, and yet there are no truly clean nail polishes available to consumers. There are currently no plant-based gel nail polishes available, and lacquer polishes that claim to be plant-based still use a hazardous, smelly, fossil fuel-based solvent as their #1 ingredient. Formulating nail care products requires a niche skill set, and their components are not easily replaced with bio-based alternatives. However, with a PhD in chemical engineering, I have experience formulating nail care products as well as broad UV formulation experience outside of the cosmetics industry. As a female-led and majority female team, we have extensive product familiarity and have leveraged this expertise to develop the first majority plant-based polish from a new class of safe materials. We've developed a DIY gel polish formulated from 79% naturally derived material, which is mostly plant-based, and meets performance expectations of existing products. Most notably, the many consumers who despise the toxic chemical odor of nail polish will fall in love with our formulation's vegetable oil-like organic smell. But formulating a plant-based polish does not come with a premium price tag. We will sell our polish kits priced competitively with products currently on the market and very competitively compared to the price of a salon manicure. With healthy profit margins and manufacturing at our capacity in-house, we expect that we can be profitable within 2 years. To date, we've used $11K in founder investment to fund a provisional IP filing, professional nail care education, and our MVP formulation R&D. Since our product is intended for DIY home use, we will sell direct to consumer, scaling up in-house, and executing a small-scale launch in 12 months. We plan to initially launch with 5,000 to 10,000 units and 5 colors, relying on PR, a social media influencer strategy, and a small spend on paid digital advertising to drive initial sales. We are seeking $200K to support our remaining R&D and to fund our product launch. Though I'm currently leading a dream team of consultants who are advising on the cure device, color formulation, and go-to-market and brand strategy, we're also looking for a co-founder with experience in beauty marketing to join the team to lead our branding and marketing strategy moving forward. Thanks, and I'll gladly take any questions at this time.
Bravo, bravo, I love it. Go back one slide so we can see who you're looking for, because I think the ask is so important for the community as well. And we have time for one question for each one of you. Just one question, please. I know I'm going to cut you short there.
Did you have a slide? I'm sorry, this is Sonia. Did you have a slide with your team on it, Julie?
I'm sorry I didn't show it. I actually have it right here.
Okay. That was the question I wanted to ask. The rest was flawless.
I don't have a question, but I do have a comment for you to think about if you haven't thought about it already. I'd be really curious to see your brand in like subscription boxes, you know, Birchbox. So just something to think about if you haven't already done so.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great advice. So what we're going to do now, thank you everybody for the pitches. Well done. You were all in time and told such great stories, you know, and I've seen these pitches when they started out. So I'm so proud of you. And I'm going to launch a poll right now for everybody here. And if you are a startup, you are welcome to, you know, also not vote for yourself, but for one of the other startups, and to see who is the audience choice here today with the question of, if you had $1,000 today, who would you invest it in and which one of the startups? So a really interesting question. And that price is connected to what we mentioned before, the Guild's Platinum membership with ongoing support in the Guild and really helping the companies go on their journeys. And then I will open very briefly a breakout room for you, Jessica and Sonia, if that is okay for you, and will allow you to choose that room. And please, nobody else enter that room. It's just for Sonia and for Jessica to quickly communicate, and maybe they will not be able to come to a conclusion within 2 minutes. So either stay on, or we will also, you know, tell you in an email later and on the Guild Academy platform who is the winner. But for all the startups, please stay on so we can meet there. So Jessica and Sonia, I'm assigning you to that room. I hope that works. And yeah, there's a new functionality actually also on Zoom. If you didn't know that, you can now choose your own breakout room, which is super cool. But we will let the judges deliberate a little bit. I'm gonna let the poll, the poll here for all of you go for another 10 seconds. If you haven't voted yet, there is still time to vote. And I'm seeing it's a really close race here between 3 companies. And I'm going to share the results in 1 second. 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're closing. All right, I'm going to take a screenshot just in case this doesn't work out, which has happened in the past. So I'm going to end the poll and I'm going to share the results here. And it was a very, very close vote between Josette and Jenny. So congratulations, Josie. You won the audience award.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, thank you.
Yay, big round of applause. This was awesome. I mean, you were all incredible in pitching, in your ideas. And, you know, this was a very, very close vote. And not everybody voted here either. So congrats, Josie. And we will give you and send you that platinum membership. And we will get the chance over the next year to connect again, also one-on-one, once you're a little bit further along. And hopefully I can support you on your journey going forward. This goes for all, of course, and this goes for all founders. What I loved too was the energy in the chat. So you really see there's community here between our founders. We're rooting for each other. And if you are somebody or you know somebody who is sitting in their own little basement and they feel alone in creating these companies and their dream businesses, then please refer them to the Guild Academy. We would be more than happy to have them with us in our next program. All right, so I'm going to check in quickly here with my breakout room folks and see if they are ready to come back. So they have about a minute left here. And they got just the notification saying you have to come back here. So we'll see if this was enough time for them to discuss and award the prize from Founder Institute. And again, Kirill, thank you so much for that prize. And Paul said that for the winner here, he has a little prize as well. We'll announce that later from Volition, which is super cool. Thank you, Paul, for throwing that in and for being such a good sport and partner here. I did the same thing for one of the pitch competitions that I was a mentor and judge of last week or 2 weeks ago. And I threw in a prize for the Guild Academy and for the Guild membership as well. So we're just paying back each other, which I love. All right, let's see if our judges are back. Judges, are you back? 2 seconds. I think they're coming back. Let's see if they had a chance to deliberate and find a winner. So we have an audience winner and we already announced it, but I'm not going to tell you who it is. So did you come to a conclusion, Jessica and Sonia?
Yes, it was unanimous, actually, even though I want to just say that this was an amazing group of founders. We were honored. It was very, very, very close. Jessica and I, we went through all of the names. It was unanimous, but I want to say it was really, 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 really tight.
Mm-hmm.
Jessica, you want to do the honors?
Yeah. So the winner is Julie from Biogel Polish.
Awesome. Bravo, bravo. Well, that's great.
Yes, congratulations. And yeah, as Sonia said, we really had to go through and like nitpick, but we were able to do it pretty efficiently because everyone did such a phenomenal job. And Sonia and I are happy to share why specifically we chose Julie and where we saw the areas of opportunities for the other founders on another time or afterwards. So just let us know.
Awesome.
And truly, it was nitpicking at smaller things because you were also good, honestly. Yeah. I think if you had sorted all of those 1 or 2 things that we felt were not right in your presentation, we would have had to say all 5 are winners.
It's true.
And Jessica and Sonia, the audience chose Josie as the winner. So we have 2 winners, which is fantastic. And so Julie, I'm super excited for you to have the opportunity to go through the Founder Institute with Kirill. I don't know if Kirill is still here, but I think that's a fantastic opportunity to take your product to market and to go through the program. With that, I know we're over time. Thank you so much for your patience, everybody. And thank you, judges, for the amazing questions and, smart comments and really good feedback. And all the founders, I just want to give you a big round of applause. And that kind of terminates our program. So I'm really sad that we're not going to meet each other every week. And I just want to wish you all a really, really great journey. And please keep in touch and keep us all updated on your progress in your companies. So thanks again, everybody. Wonderful, wonderful pitches. Thank you, judges. Thank you, speakers. Thank you, sponsors. Thank you, everybody, for making this work and making this a really cool program here for aspiring first-time entrepreneurs. Bye, everybody. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.